What up, everyone? This is what if issei was a kryptonian part 4. Okay, so we left off where Ria says the mirror had to erase your memories. Agno casts a spell, but nothing happens. Issei grabs her hand and turns around and says, "That won't work on me." This shocks everyone. Then Issei looks to Ria and says, "This is how I see it. The entire time I've been looking at all of you. You are very good at deceiving people, Rias." And this shocks Izzy. Izzy says, "What do you mean by that, brother? The entire time, I've been looking at her heart and soul. There's something she's not telling you. And there has to be a reason why she didn't protect you. And the thing is, Rias, the entire time I heard and could see someone. It looked like her." He looks to Konako, "was following us. So you know damn well that she was after us. You might not know her plan to begin with, but you were planning to let her die." And Rius says, "What do you mean by that?" and pulls something out of his pocket. A crumpled up summing paper. She says, "Where did you get that?" He looks at her and says, "Why would a monster be handing these out? Weirdly enough, has a bit of your magic, as you say, in it on this paper." And Izzy looks over and says, "Isn't that the paper I got from that girl?" And he says, "Yes. So, explain this." And she says, "It's a..." She starts stumbling. And then Issei says, "This is how I see it. You knew perfectly well they were here, the fallen, what you call fallen angels, and you knew they would be going after her eventually, but you didn't want to just walk up to her and ask her if she wanted to become a devil. And you probably had no other choice, and you had to recruit someone with one of these sacred gears, you say. So, your plan was to let her get killed. And when her blood, more likely, or any fluid hit that paper, it would summon her, or you, and you would act like a savior, saving her life and gaining her undying loyalty. Am I right, Rias?" And she is shocked that he was able to pull out her entire plan. But Ether says something. He says, "But I don't know your intentions or your motive to doing this. And it kind of pisses me off. You let innocent people get hurt because of whatever's going on." Issei's eyes started to glow red. "And if you ever think to harm my sister or bring her to something she does not want to, you would die at my hands." His eyes are fully glowing red. Izzy says, "Issei, that's enough." He looks over and says, "But they were..." And she says, "No. She had to have a reason to do this, and I would like to know her reason." And Izzy looks to Rias with a kind smile and says, "I don't appreciate being used, but if you would just ask me, I would have probably said yes." Rias is like, "What? Uh, you would have?" And Izzy says, "Yeah, my brother over there, he's adopted. And ever since we were little, he was always a lot stronger, faster, and more durable than anything. And also, his eyes grew red. When he was younger, it was a very big nightmare for him. So, it wouldn't be that much of a weird thing for me to have wings and what you guys call magic." And Reese is surprised about this and looks at Issei. He's like, "If that's what you want, I won't get into it or anything. He turns around and starts walking to the door. Reassessing says, Issei, will you please join us? I need strong people. He looks at her and says, no. But if Izzy's in danger, I won't hesitate. Just walk out the door. Rias looks over at Izzy and says, so should we get it started? Sorry about that. Time skip. They did the ritual, the pieces were put into her, they were kind of shocked it took all 8. She went home, and they have a normal day. They went to school the next morning. While walking there, Rias went up to them and started walking with them. And Izzy says, hey, Perez. Issei is still suspicious about our motives, so he's keeping a close eye on them, whatever they do. Everyone sees them walking in, and they're all shocked that one of the queens of the school is with the freak and the slut, apparently. And all the dudes say Izzy's a slut because she likes peeking. The girls don't like her because they spreaded these rumors about her because she helped Moriyasu and the other one peek on them. The dudes didn't like Issei because of his looks, his brains, and his strength. No matter what they did, they could not harm him. They started calling him freak and all that. And somehow, some people pulled up information of his past and what he did to that kid. So not a lot of girls wanted to get near him because they thought he was a violent person. Really, he's a very kind and soft person. Knows how to handle his strength very well. I'm talking, he is powerful. Back to the story. So Rias walks into the school with them and says, Kiba will come pick you two up, okay? And Izzy's about to say something. Wait, Perez. But she already walked away and says, damn it. What the fuck is that noise? I'm sorry if you're hearing like glarging noises. That pipe right there is being weird. Sorry about that. I'll speak louder. Or go like in a different room. Yeah, leave in the comments if this is better. Back to the story. Later in class, Kiba walks in, and all the girls are getting moist. Back to the story. But Izzy doesn't really like the pretty boy look. He prefers her brother. Strong, handsome, soft, very kind-hearted. Unlike him, she doesn't know too much about him. So she doesn't really trust him like most of the dudes that only want to sleep with her. So they walk with her and they go into the clover room. Rias starts explaining they need to do contracts and all that shit, and ask if Issei wants to do it too. He's like, sure. Pretty bored. And if I can earn some money or anything like that, I'll be fine with that. And also I can keep an eye on Izzy. He starts roughing her. She says, don't do that. And starts straightening her hair back to normal. And I won't be able to get a picture of what she looks like because I don't fucking feel like it. Look up on Google and I'll tell you the artist who made it. So fuck off. Back to the story. Where are we? Issei is doing a contract with Izzy. And she's whining and saying, you don't have to protect me. They've been doing this for a while now. Sorry about that. They've been doing contracts together for a while now. Because he wants to keep her safe and out of harm. Now we go to them walking the street in normal clothes. Izzy wanted to... I was like, weird shit in here. Sorry about that. Wanted to bring him out and hang out. But to her, it was a date. And they both know they're adopted. They both have feelings for each other. They just don't want to admit it. But, back to the story. They were walking, but they bump into someone. Izzy is knocked down, but Izzy caught her. bathroom style. And they see a blonde hair foreigner with a very crappy Japanese. And they see her clothes have fallen out of the bag, and her head thing that covered her hair and face blew off. Issei caught it while putting Izzy back on her feet and gave it back to her. And he looks at her and sees a very young girl. And she says, "Thank you." Not that good of a Japanese. Issei figures that she's not from here by her look and how she's talking. But he didn't care. And he says, "You're welcome." Feel like shit, man. And they start helping her, picking up her clothes and all that. And the girl says, I'm sorry. Sorry about my poor manners. My name is Asa Argento." Issei realizes that is not one bit Japanese. Sorry about the foreign shit. I just want to do it. And Issei says, "I'm Hiro, and this is Issei, my brother." And she looks at him and blushes a little bit. Sorry about that. And he says, "Where are you going?" And she says, "I was looking for the church." And this gets Issei a little curious and says, "Why would you go into that rundown place?" She says, "I'm going to be the new head nun to that place." And he's like, "Sure, we'll help you there. But first, let's clean you off a little bit." They go to a restaurant, and she gets tidying up because her clothes get dirty. And they decide to order something, because when they were walking out of the restaurant, Asia's stomach growls. And Issei holds in his lap, but Izzy just starts giggling and says, "Let's get something to eat." Oh yeah, Issei will have a harem. It's just not gonna be the one that you guys will all expect. Okay, fuck off. Back to the story. So, fuck, where am I? They order hamburgers, and while Issei and Izzy are eating them, Asia is wondering how to eat them. Issei says, "What's wrong?" And she says, "I don't know how to cut this." And Issei and Izzy look at each other with a confused and very stupefied look, then look back at her and says, "You're not supposed to cut it, you're supposed to eat it like this." He picks up his burger with both his hands and bites on it, and she's like, "Oh." And she does the same thing. She tastes it, and she is loving it, enjoying it. I don't fucking know, it sounds like a sexual thing. But she loves it, and she starts biting even faster. And Izzy starts giggling and says, "Is that your first burger?" And Alicia blushes and says, "Yes. Church doesn't really give that good of foods to me now these days." Issei looks at her and says, "Why is that?" And she says, "That's none of your concern." Issei's kind of suspicious, but he can also see to her soul and heart. She's a kind and loving person. She's not lying, but she's not telling them the story.